What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Happy Monday, happy new week to everybody tuning in. Start again, get in the gym, do whatever you need to do, but do something positive this week. Big up to each and every one of you for your support on the channel, as always. It was a good weekend. Good weekend. Arsenal got the 3 points. That's all that matters. We're going to talk about the game. Was the performance good? Was the result good? Of course, the result's always good when you win the game. And we'll look at some of the other scores of the other teams. Weekend didn't work out perfectly for Arsenal. I was certainly hoping that some of the other teams would drop points. But I think if Arsenal have learnt one thing from this weekend, it is accountability, and that if we're going to get top four, it is going to be down to us ourselves rather than relying on any other teams. Big up to every one of you in the chat. See plenty of you waiting. Appreciate all the comments and support as always. Let me go into Granit Xhaka mode, by the way. Let me slow it down. And Granit Xhaka mode, you know, we're going to talk about Xhaka. He fused the armband. Are you angry? Do you think it was disrespectful? Or was it just simply, look, it's not me. Tierney is the captain now. That Lacazette has come off, give it to him. What do you make of it? Yeah, of course, we're going to start off. Rest in peace to Jamal Edwards, a pioneer of the game, the music industry. He put so many artists on. And I think what was so respected about him is the fact that he gave opportunities to so many people. It's one thing to be successful in any industry, whether it's music, football, whatever. But to give opportunities to so many people, I think is why you're seeing such a massive impact that he's had on the community, and so many people putting their well-wishes out to him. So listen, man, thoughts go out to his friends and family, and terrible at such a young age as well. So listen, we have to grab opportunities while we can, people. That was terribly sad news. I heard it late last night. So yeah, Jamal Edwards. Let's get back to the football, people. We've got lots to talk about today. We're going to do the press conference. Yeah, new green screen today. Get the Emirates in the background. You can see the lights. Maybe this will be Champions League Tuesday next year, people. Maybe we'll be playing, you know, who could PSG, Real Madrid, or maybe it's Europa League Thursdays against Rapid Vienna and Dundalk. Either way, let's just get back into Europe. You know them ones. Let's just get back into Europe one way or another. His charity was helping reopen community centres. I believe he opened 4 community centres in London. And I don't know how anybody else feels in the chat, but for me, as a kid growing up in an underprivileged area, you know, community centres were massive for me. You know, playing football, playing, you know, table tennis, tuck shop, you know, all of them things, they were just a vital thing. You look around society now. No community centres for kids to go and play and do things, man. It's crazy. So the fact he opened 4 community centres, man, is something I definitely applaud and respect. Granit's in the chat. He said, I didn't want that armband. That thing was dirty. Oh, my days. Gunnar8 said, I'm glad he never took the armband, to be honest. Listen, I'm going to talk about it. I haven't got as strong an opinion on the Granit Xhaka situation. I'm kind of glad he didn't take it as well, because I'm the first one to complain when he wears it. So I won't be a hypocrite and say that. But some people felt he was disrespectful. Lugman said, love the look of the green screen. Big up, Curtis. Much love from Nigeria. Big up, bro. Dio said, Big C, keep up the good work. Amazing content and talent. Thank you very much. South London's finest, same. The community centres in the ends was everything. Yo, I loved them. Loved them community centres, man. Back in the day, but they're not about no more. Gibamero said Aubameyang has been set free from Arteta ball. I mean, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Aubameyang, that is for sure. Now, don't get me wrong. I tweeted yesterday when Aubameyang scored the hat-trick, and it triggered some people. Some people were like, big up Aubameyang, blah, blah, blah. Some people were like, oh, he's left us, you know, blah, blah, blah. He was rubbish for us. I'm not going to keep talking about Aubameyang because he's left, but I think because it was his full league debut, he scored a hat-trick. The last time he played Valencia away from home, he scored a hat-trick for Arsenal in the Europa League semi-final. So it was interesting. He goes back to that stadium and scores another hat-trick. We are going to be discussing that. Salman said, where is the join button? I can't find it. If you're watching on an iPhone, for some reason, apparently it doesn't let you do it. You need to do it on an Android device or on a computer. I don't know why. I'm not sure what's going off between YouTube and Apple. Craig, big up bro, said Curtis, Tottenham made a statement by beating Man City away. I mean, it's been a busy weekend. I did 3 watch-alongs in 2 days, and I did the City Spurs game and the Man United Leeds game, and I expected that City game to be a stress-free watch-along. City will get 3 points, surely. But such a naive defensive performance from Man City and Pep. For a few years, he seemed to play like that against Liverpool and constantly get beaten. He then changed that, and then now it seems to be Tottenham. And I think you do have to put things into perspective a little bit. I suppose not everything that happens to other teams directly affects Arsenal, but I remember obviously in January, we lost 2-1 to Manchester City, and a lot of the fan base were hyping it up. I understand we clutched to the positives. There's nothing wrong with that. But for me, something I want to see from Arsenal this year is go and beat these big teams. Go and beat them, especially the teams that are higher than us in the league. We haven't beaten Manchester United. We haven't beaten Liverpool. We haven't beaten Man City. We haven't beaten Chelsea this season in the league. And Arsenal, for me, need a big statement victory to show people that, okay, we can beat Brentfords and teams like that, Norwich, but we can also go and beat Liverpool or Man City. And that, for me, is something that we need to do. You know, I've got to admit, and listen, it pains me to say it, Spurs played that game perfectly, and Pep played it right into Tottenham's hands. They sat back, they hit them on the counter-attack. It's all about the transition, the speed which you move the ball from defence to attack. And Spurs did it perfectly, man. Yeah, I was calling him bold Arteta. Some Man City fans are in the comments fuming, but you know me, people, man. You know what I'm like. Oz says, big up Curtis, putting in serious work with the streams. Listen, the community makes it easy, man. It makes it easy to do, you know. Big up penalty spot, different tactics, league and style of play. Aubameyang wasn't able to do it for Arsenal of late, so we move on, people. No regrets on either side. That's life. Back to Arsenal progress. And I think that's what it is, you know. Aubameyang can go to Spain and score a hatful of goals. It doesn't necessarily mean he would have scored them goals at Arsenal in this team, in this setup. You know, I watched the end of the first half, beginning of the second half, sorry. And they play him on the shoulder. He doesn't drop deep. A lot of through balls, a lot of crosses, low crosses. It suited him perfectly. At Arsenal, a lot of the time he was playing wide. He was having to defend. They want a link-up striker. It just didn't work for him. So Graham said, Curtis, you need to stop doing watch-alongs for Spurs and United. They were getting beat before you decided to watch them at the weekend. Yeah, I might have to stop, man. I might have to stop. It's definitely difficult doing watch-alongs and watching one of your rivals win. And Scott said, congrats on Jack Wilshere signing for AGF. Finally see him playing football. Honestly, I'm not being disrespectful, I'd never heard of the team that he signed for. I believe it's a big team in Denmark. So good luck to Jack Wilshere. Obviously, that puts all the rumours of him possibly signing for Arsenal. That wipes all of them out. So good luck to Jack Wilshere, and hope he goes over there and smashes it. Big up Joe said, big up Big C, finally get to watch you live. Appreciate you tuning in. Big up to everyone. Make sure you smash the like. Let's hit at least 1,000 likes on this video if possible. Make sure you subscribe and follow me on Twitch as well. Link is in the description. Go and click on that. Get following. And we're going to get going on there. Get some FIFA content, some more football content as well. Right, let's get into the game on Saturday. I know it is a couple of days after the game. But we're just going to talk over it briefly and kind of do the player ratings quickly, press conference reaction. We'll look at the Aubameyang situation, Fabian Ruiz being linked to Arsenal as well. Get your comments in and we'll kind of round it up from there. Salman, big up, bro. You managed to become a member. We're going to do a member stream this week. Wednesday or Thursday I'm going to do it. I'm just thinking on Wednesday. No, we play on Thursday, don't we? Maybe I'll do it on Thursday, actually. Maybe I'll do it on Thursday before the game. But look out for that. Member stream will be this week. Big up to you for supporting the channel. And big up Captain Sal. You've had a good weekend, man, as a Liverpool fan, that's for sure. Right, we're going to skip through the player ratings, people. Skip through the player ratings. You know the drill. Name the player. Get the numbers in. And we're going to discuss the game as well. And it was interesting because I did the watch along. And at half time, I wasn't that happy with the performance. Not necessarily the performance, because we'd done okay. And it caused a bit of a stir again. As always, people, as always. I watched the game back and I am sticking with my opinion. I'm not going to back down, people. I felt second half we played well. I thought we could have scored more than 2, to be honest. But first half, for all the dominance of possession, for the fact that Brentford barely did anything going forward, I thought we were very one-dimensional. I think we put 17 crosses in the first half. Most of them high crosses as well. I saw a lot of crosses where Tierney got to the byline and it was cleared at the near post. I just didn't think we were that good. Saka was quite predictable, kept cutting in on his left foot, and I'm thinking, just go on your right-hand side this time and do him that way. And I just didn't think we were that great. We dominated the ball, and I think we should have got a pen. I think it was handball. He had his arm up above his head, should have been given. But I thought second half we were much better. The goals came because the transition was much better. Some individual brilliance. We caught them out with the first goal because we got the ball quickly to Smith Rowe and he drove at them and they had players forward and it was a great finish. So for me, listen, I'm not being critical of the first half. I'm not saying we were poor. We were the better team. We were the only team in the game. But I think we've got to figure out how to beat low blocks. You know, you can't play one way. You're playing against a team that came out of the Championship that's got big dominant centre-halves that love to head the ball, similar to Burnley when we played them the other week. Move them around. Little through balls, low crosses, little 1-2s, have shots from distance. Do different things. That's all I'm saying. Be a bit more versatile when you're playing against this type of opposition. Bumpy Johnson said, my man Curtis is a hard taskmaster. I'm telling you, I want to see the best for Arsenal. I want to see the best. Dominating possession isn't enough. I know it's not easy to break down teams that put players behind the ball like that, but that's something we have to figure out. We will get this many more times throughout the season. So let's get into the player ratings, people. Aaron Ramsdale in goal. He made one save, I believe, in the whole game. So for me, Brentford didn't ask many questions. I'm going to give him a 6.5 for Aaron Ramsdale. What's your thoughts on Ramsdale? It's no reflection of him playing bad. I don't think he could do anything about the goal. I just think one save, a few crosses that he collected. He didn't have much to do. His distribution was fine. Ramsdale said penalty spot said Ramsdale 6.5. Not a bad game. Had nothing to do. We got a 6 again, 6, 7. Bumpy Johnson gives him 7.5. 6 again, a 7. Clean sheet leader. Is he the clean sheet leader? I thought Edison was ahead of him. Unless he's overtaken him, I'm not sure. So I give him a 6.5. 6.5. It was okay. Didn't really have much to do. Let's go to the back four. I'll start with Cedric Suarez. I thought Cedric had a pretty good game. The only thing with Cedric, and I could be being very harsh here, I felt he could have done better on the Brentford goal. If you look at the cross that comes in, he heads it away, doesn't get great distance on it. I may have to watch that back again. I could be doing him a disservice here. I thought Cedric could have headed that ball away better and maybe that goal doesn't happen. But for a guy that's come in that the fan base doesn't really rate him, we know how good Tomiyasu's been as well. I'm going to give him 7 out of 10. I thought it was a good performance. One thing I do like about Cedric Suarez, I think he's got a very good cross. He's got a really good cross. You've got to give credit where credit's due, where it's easy to criticise him. But he's proved over the last couple of games he's been a sufficient backup. I don't think he's good enough to really keep that spot as his own. However, I think he's shown over the last few games he can be a decent backup. Not many people have got a great second choice right back. So 7 out of 10 for Cedric. Kieran Tierney at left back. Again, this is a mixed bunch for me. I don't know about anybody else. I find myself doing this a lot with Kieran Tierney. I'm like, did he play well? Did he play bad? I feel like he put a lot of crosses in that weren't great, Tierney. But he was solid defensively. Didn't really see anybody get past him. The first goal, yeah, I'm not sure with Tierney. Honestly, I'm looking at the comments here. I've got numbers in my head. I'm like 6.5, 7. I'm not sure. PG said 7.5. Nimbo 6.5. Sometimes poor, sometimes okay. Chris gives him a 6. Was quiet but solid. Amrita gives him a 7. Penalty spot 6.5. Anonymous for the most part. Bang average, Kieran Tierney refuses to touch the ball with his right foot. I'm going to give him a 6.5 because for me, I can't give him a 7 because I felt Cedric was better than him. So as a fullback, I'm going to give him a... Oh, yeah, and you make a great point there. I had this written down in my notes and I didn't bring the notes downstairs. He makes a great run on Smith Rowe's goal that pulls the defender and gives Smith Rowe that little bit of space. Because I think if Tierney doesn't make that overlap, he closes down Smith Rowe. But because he runs, he occupies him, allows Smith Rowe to run between the two players, and he scores. So I'm going to give him a 6.5. Let's go to the two centre-backs, people. Yeah, man, I make notes. I watch the game back and everything. Let's start with Benjamin White. I thought he played well. I thought both centre-backs were pretty solid. And I thought Ben White was decent. Again, I'll probably give Ben White a 7 out of 10, people. Won most of his headers, looked calm on the ball. It's probably the only thing I would say. It's a shame we conceded. I don't think there was any reason to concede against Brentford. I really don't. I thought they were absolutely bang average going forward. I would have liked a clean sheet, but I'll give Ben White a 7. I thought it was a good performance. Let's go to Gabriel. Gabriel, what did you make of Gabriel? Was he better out of the two? I thought he was... Were they both... I don't know. When I watched it, I thought Gabriel was a little bit better out of the two. What do you guys think? I'm just looking back. I think Gabriel got booked. Yeah, Gabriel got booked late on. Gabby 7.5. The Tierney slander is too harsh. You know what it is? Maybe the standards in our heads are so high. I just expect so much from him. Maybe I'm doing him a disservice. I'm going to give Gabriel 7.5. I thought he was the better of the two. A little bit more dominant, which is what you expect from him. Ivan Toney, I'm not sure if he was injured or what was up with him. He ate the striker up. Gabriel 8, man, he's solid. I just think he's class. Simon said, I'm biased with Gabriel, but White could have been better. Fair enough, fair enough. I'm going to give him a 7.5. I thought he was slightly better. Ben White obviously was the better on the ball, probably, which is what you expect of him. Now, let's talk about Granit. Now, before we get into this player rating, because let me just start off by saying I thought Xhaka had a decent game. I thought Xhaka played pretty well. He was solid. When Xhaka makes no mistakes, then he's had a decent game. I just want to know what you believe about Granit Xhaka refusing to take the armband. Do you make a big deal out of it? Do you feel like it was disrespectful? Or was it simply a case of, listen, Tierney's supposed to take the armband. Don't give it to me, give it to him. I think a lot of people were annoyed with the way he seemed to turn round and fling his arm up. I don't know. Xhaka's in the chat. He said, I was man of the match. 10 surely. I'm crossing them balls left and right. Yeah, man. Listen, me personally, I'm not going to be a hypocrite, if I can get my words out. I'm actually not that bothered that he turned it down. To be honest, I don't want him to have it on his arm anyway. So whether he says no or what, as it doesn't end up on his arm, and that for me is right. So I'm like I said, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. If he'd have put the armband on, I would have been one of the first ones saying, why is he wearing the armband? So for me, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Tierney was supposed to wear it, and it's as simple as that. For 30 seconds, Eddie and Nketiah had it on. I think that's the bigger problem here. So, Granit Xhaka gets a 7 for me. I thought he played well. I got to be honest. I'll give credit where credit's due. These are kind of games where Xhaka does play well, to be honest. I thought he did well. But I just wanted to know what you think. P said, I have respect for him not taking it, rather him not have it, 100%. Arteta made a big mistake with Aubameyang. I mean, we'll talk about Aubameyang. I give him a 7. I thought he did well. He was solid. And I thought he did okay. Kept the ball well and was solid. Thomas Partey. I thought Thomas Partey had a good game. Do you know what? I got to be honest with you. When I did the live stream, I wasn't sure really how well he'd played. I was a bit like, did Partey do well? I had some stats here. Thomas Partey, 76 touches in the game, 90% pass accuracy, 2 key passes. He won all 9 of his duels, and he got 1 assist. And he won 3 tackles. I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. I thought he quietly handled business. Couple of driving runs in the second half. First half, couple of times he gave the ball away, but I thought he got better as the second half went on. And I liked the performance in the second half. Again, I thought the whole team were much better in the second half, including him. Elijah said, glad you've said it. It really doesn't matter, but how bad is it that it's even a talking point? You know, Arsenal, everything's blown up out of proportion, innit? So we move on. I don't want to make a big deal out of it. But I thought Partey, second half, much, much better. First half, at times, won the ball, then gave it away. But I enjoyed his second half performance. We need that more consistently, and especially against the big teams. One little nutmeg from Partey in the first half. I actually didn't even see that back in the replay. Let's talk about Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard is a player that at times I've been critical of. I'm not going to lie. But I think he was excellent in this game. I really do. What you want your number 10 to do, he was doing. If I'm going to give any constructive criticism for Martin Odegaard, I want him to shoot more. And I say that respectfully because I believe he's got a better shot than... Not than what we're seeing, but I don't think he's using his shot enough. I think he's got a good shot on him. People will point to the goals of Saka and the goal of Emile Smith Rowe. And I know Emile Smith Rowe was actually given man of the match by Arsenal in this game on their website. I'm going to give man of the match to Martin Odegaard. I'm going to give him man of the match. I thought everything that looked like it was going to happen, looked like it was going to happen through him. And he gets between the lines. What I like about him, he gets in positions high up the pitch and he seems to get the ball with quite a lot of time. And that is credit to him in the intelligence of the positions that he gets in. I wasn't impressed with him at the start of the season. I thought he was lightweight. I don't think he got on the ball enough. I thought he played well. I thought he did well. As I said, shoot more. I'm going to give him an 8.5. And for me, man of the match. But I want to see him shoot more. But I thought, that little dummy that he did where he pretended to kick the ball and let the ball run, played the little 1-2 with Saka and whipped it round the corner. I mean, that's the kind of sauce I want to see at the Emirates. You know what I mean? So Martin Odegaard, for me, as I always say, people, I will eat humble pie with any player. I never said he was a bad player. I don't think he was effective enough. What I would say with Martin Odegaard now, I want to see that kind of performance when we play Liverpool, when we play Manchester United, when we go to Tottenham. I want to see that against the big boys. But he's progressively getting better week after week after week. And Fran, big up Fran. Fran, of course, is a big, big fan of Odegaard. He said, pull up, pull it. Odegaard settings, he's a massive fan of Odegaard. And as he said many times, his footballing IQ is very, very high. Very high. You can see this guy, he was at Real Madrid at 16. He's probably learned a heck of a lot. Make sure you go and follow Fran's channel as well. Martin Odegaard, 8.5 for me, man of the match. I think if he shoots more, he'll score more goals. He's got a very cultured left foot. Tony said, Curtis, this talk of Odegaard being captain, thoughts? I'm not totally sure about that one. I'm going to be honest. Like him very much as a player. Captain. What I will say, when I've gone to the games and watched him, at the Emirates, he works a lot harder than you realise sometimes being at the game. I'm still of the belief that we can get somebody in maybe or use somebody else who I see as more of a leader. Listen, I know he's captain for Norway. I wouldn't give him the armband yet, I can't lie. I would hold back on the armband. But listen, he's playing well. And he is vocal. He speaks a lot. Sometimes you don't see it on when you're watching TV. Honestly, it's very hard to see. And he is very driven. Been at Real Madrid since young. So let's talk about Bukayo Saka. Scored a fantastic goal. Left foot. Watched the goal back a few times. I actually watched it. And the first thing I'm thinking is Thomas Partey should play the pass earlier. Initially, I'm thinking, Thomas Partey, if you play this pass, you turn this into a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He delays it, and Saka is trying to hold his line. And he plays the ball pretty much straight to Saka, which I actually didn't think at the time was the right pass. For me, if you're making a run like that, you want the ball in front of you to just run onto it. He plays it straight to him, which kind of slows him down a bit. But the finish is exquisite. It's absolutely brilliant, the finish. Whips it in with power. Defender dives in, post and in. I actually thought first half he was quiet. I thought he was playing quite predictable, to be honest. Cutting back on his left foot constantly, which you expect for a left-footed player. But I was a little bit frustrated with his first half. I didn't think he was great. He worked hard, but the finish is magnificent. And I always say, people, goals win games. Goals win games, and that goal was brilliant. In terms of his rating for the game, it's a tough one because the goal is so important. But his performance, they do. Haroon, you're spot on. Every time I see teams play against Saka now, 2 men on him all game. I'm going to give him 7.5. The goal is fantastic. I think he's got to learn to be a bit more unpredictable. And I hope you don't think I'm being harsh here giving him 7.5. I think that's pretty much where we are with him. I don't think it was his best performance, but he seems to be able to just pull something out of the bag at any given moment. And that's what seems very special about him at the moment. He's definitely a quality player. So, and a good goal, and he is scoring goals. But yeah, I think the 7.5 is fair. He didn't actually play great. I said I'm being harsh. Would you give him more? For me, I don't think he was an 8. I don't think he was. I got to be honest. Emile Smith Rowe on the left. I mean, his goal for me is absolutely brilliant. I love this goal. I absolutely love this goal because he drives. He drives at players. You've got to drive at people. You've got to run. You've got to make defenders back off. He gets the ball from Lacazette, and the first thing in his mind, I'm going to make up yards on the pitch. I'm going to take responsibility because to me, first half, I was getting Burnley vibes. It felt like, this could end up 0-0. And once he scored that first goal, the game opened up. It changed. Brentford had to attack. And we then looked like we could score 2-3 goals. I think the goal is magnificent. He's top goal scorer for Arsenal this season. And I'm almost... How am I going to put this? I would give him a higher rating than Saka, even though he was quiet. And I'll give him that because he changes the game with that goal. And also, you have to remember, he hasn't been playing for Arsenal for a number of weeks. He's top goal scorer and he sat on the bench. He's seen Martinelli play ahead of him. He must have been frustrated, thinking, I'm top goal scorer for the club and I can't get in the team. First off, I don't think he was great. He wasn't on the ball that much. But he gets that goal and it's a game changer. We could be sitting here today saying Arsenal therapy, Arsenal drew 0-0. It didn't happen. I'm going to give Smith Rowe 8. I don't think his performance was unbelievable, but his attitude, his desire, his willingness to run, and the goal for me is just brilliant. He runs, skips between two defenders, bends it into the far corner. Arsenal gave him man of the match. I'm going to give him 8 out of 10. I put Odegaard slightly ahead of him. Snake Eye said, Big C, I give you 10.5 for the reactions in the Spurs City game. I was in agony watching that game, bro. I just couldn't believe it. You know, I'm a big fan of Pep, and the naivety of the performance was just wild. But it was an enjoyable game, but the result didn't go for us. But big up to you. Chris said, ESR 8 for the goal. Man was real quiet for the first 35, 40 minutes, 100%. Mohammed said 8.5 for the crucial goal and his movement. 8 for a poor first half. See, quiet first half, not poor. You know, that's the difference. He wasn't poor. He wasn't making mistakes. Just didn't get on the ball enough. But I love his attitude. And listen, he's been vital for us. You can see we're not scoring enough goals. So 8 out of 10 for Smith Rowe. Omar said a 7. I have to do a breather here before I do this next guy. And it pains me to do this. Because I like him, but I'm not about to come on here and start lying in 4K, right? I'm just not. Alexander Lacazette. For me, I'm getting very frustrated with this guy. I'm sorry. I can come on here and tell you it's all rosy in the garden, but it is not, people. It is not rosy in this garden. I don't care how hard he works. I don't care if his hold-up play is great. It's not enough. It's not enough. He costs £50 million. We pay him 170 grand a week. People are telling me things like, oh yeah, but he works hard. There's guys in the Championship that work hard. You wouldn't want them up front for Arsenal. So for me, Alexander Lacazette, it's not happening for him. The problem we've got is the alternative is no better. The alternative is no better in Eddie Nketiah. I'm just trying to get a stat up here. Forgive me, people. I'm just looking. Lacazette had 25 touches in the game. He made 13. He attempted 13 passes. 5 of them were misplaced. 8 of them found their player. They're giving him the assist for the Smith Rowe goal, although I think assists are flawed nowadays. You give someone a 10-yard pass and they run past 3 players and score. But hey, that is what it is. He had 25 touches in the game. It's not enough. It's not enough. I'm giving him a 5 out of 10. I'm sorry, I am. What I'm not happy with Lacazette, people, is, you know, he didn't have a shot on target. That's 4 games now without a goal. He scored 1 in his last 7, 2 in his last 17. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. Marty Freeman said, Lacanet, 4.5. Big up with a super chat, bro. Listen, man, goals win games, people. Goals win games. Lily said, you don't like him, Curtis. Be honest, the assists. I mean, please, man, please. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, please. I like Laka, man. I've always liked Laka. But Laka is not good enough. Let's just keep it 100. Laka is not good enough. We can talk about working hard all you like. Great. You know? Hold up play and all of that. Where's the goals? He doesn't even have shots. He doesn't shoot. He didn't have a shot on target. He's not the one. I mean, I'm sorry, man. I won't hide from them comments. People say, come on, man. Lacazette assist. Nah, man, I'm not hearing that. We need goals from him. 5 out of 10 for me. Lacazette is lacking. Facts not good enough. What did we see in the Spurs game the other day? What was the difference between Spurs and Manchester City? The striker. The striker was the difference. Man City are the best team in England, but they're lacking that striker. That's why Liverpool might catch them. Harry Kane made the difference. We don't have that striker. We're lucky that Saka and Smith Rowe are scoring goals. Because if we were relying on Laka for goals, it ain't happening. It's just not happening, people. We need a new striker in the summer. We should have got a striker in January. And Lacazette is just lacking right now. Lacazette is lacking. I'm sorry, he's lacking, man. 3 goals in 18 league games. We are a week away from being in March. And our number 9, remember that song? He's our Frenchman, he's our number 9. Our number 9 has got 3 goals in the Premier League this season. And he doesn't shoot enough. He doesn't shoot. Doesn't shoot enough at all. Yo, the boots are clean, man. I'm ready. For me, I think it's time for Martinelli to play up front. Because I think this 3 here behind Lacazette probably deserves to be the 3 that he's playing at the moment. Smith Rowe is top scorer. Odegaard's on form. Saka's like the main man for us. The manager loves him. I just think you've got to go Martinelli up front. All right, he might not have the hold-up play of Lacazette, but he's quicker. He's got the energy. He's going to press. You know he's going to shoot. I think if I'm a centre-back, I would rather play against Lacazette than Martinelli. Because if Martinelli turns and runs at me, I know I've got a problem. I'm not scared if Lacazette's on the ball. He ain't going to turn and run at me. So I think we've got to try something else. Or even Pepe. I don't know. Let's talk about the subs. Nicolas Pepe. I actually thought, and I know you know I'm a fan of Pepe. I thought Pepe looked bright when he came on. I thought he looked bright. He came on, he had a shot on target. He could have won a penalty. There wasn't a VAR check for some reason. He had 17 touches in 15 minutes. He got on the ball. I thought he looked lively. I thought, you know, the AFCON fitness looked like it was helping him. And listen, he's got to play his way into this manager's thoughts. I've been in them situations where you're at a club and for some reason the manager just doesn't really check for you. The only opportunity you've got to force him to pick you. You've got to absolutely force him where he's got no other option. And he did look lively for me. And I'm going to give him a 7. I'll give him a 7. I know he was only on for 15 minutes, but I think he did what you want a substitute to do. Come on, make an impact, be lively. He looked bright for me. Eddie Nketiah came on for the last 6 minutes. I'm going to give him a 5. He only touched the ball twice. And I think the biggest talking point of Eddie was him running on the pitch with the armband. So I'll give Eddie a 5. Did we even make 3 subs? No, we only made 2. So, yeah, I'll give Pepe a 7. And Eddie gets a 5. Nowhere to fit Pepe in this side, said Stuart. I mean, that's the problem. Unless you're going to play him up front, the manager is not going to drop Bukayo Saka. And he's not going to drop Odegaard. So, yeah, I don't know where Pepe gets in the team at the moment. That is the problem. But he's got to keep coming on and making an impact. Omar said, Captain Nketiah, 5. Sherman Klump gets a 5. Eddie, not applicable, so 5. People were saying about Lukaku, 17, 5 touches versus Lukaku, 2 out of 45, including starting the centre. Did Lukaku have a bad one, yeah? Should we play 2 strikers with Lacazette? If you play someone up there with him, which I do think could help, you're then going to have to give up one of those 3 that are behind the striker now. Who do you drop out of them? He loves Odegaard. Smith Rowe's bagging goals. Saka is like, I feel like he's viewed as the main man amongst this manager. So I don't know how we would do that. But I wouldn't mind seeing 2 up front. Kudzai, thank you for the super chat. Number 9 shirt should be retired. Hasn't worked since before Eduardo. I mean, what a finisher he was, by the way. He was a serious player. Big up for the super chat. Penalty spot said, Martinelli, Saka, ESR and Pepe. How do you squeeze 4 into 3? Dilemma settings. They all need game time. I think that the manager's got to be brave enough at times to leave one of them out. It doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, you're getting dropped. You know, I wouldn't have a problem every now and then if we turn up for a game and Pepe's playing ahead of Saka and you give Saka a break and you bring Saka on for the last 30. Depending on the opposition and the kind of game, or you play Martinelli up front, or, you know, you can mix and match it. Don't always be predictable and set up the same way. I think having that 4 should be viewed as a positive for Arsenal, having 4 to get into 3. So, yeah, I don't mind that. Haroon, would you give Martinelli the 14 shirt? I mean, if you're going to buy a superstar striker in the summer and they're caught up on the 14 and, you know, because of Henry, then maybe hold it off. But if not, give it to Martinelli. I don't think the numbers thing means as much as it used to maybe 10 years ago. You know, when Gallas started wearing 10 and, you know, I think El Neni had number 4 at one stage. From that point there, the numbers mean very little to me, I can't lie. Elijah said, might be an unpopular opinion. I'd start Pepe, Martinelli and Saka up front against Wolves. That's interesting. I could never see him doing that, though. But yeah, it would be attacking, that's for sure. Darren said the numbers are nothing these days. Yeah, exactly, man. You know, I've seen all kinds of mad players wearing these big numbers, so it means very little to me. Saka is undroppable. No rest when we play once a week. I mean, is he undroppable? I don't know. I know what you're saying. He seems to have an impact all the time. So, and like you said, with one game a week, he's never going to leave him out unless he's injured. ESR said the 10 mattered to him. I think to the players, it's a big thing. Listen, to a player, it means loads. But I'm saying to the fans, yeah, listen, if Martinelli's there and you don't sign someone, maybe give it to him. Why not? Let's get 1,000 likes if we go. We've got 1,500 in the chat. Big up to each and every one of you. Can we get 1,000 likes? Make sure you subscribe as well. We're crawling up to 50k. Let's hope we can hit that by the end of the season. And follow me on Twitch. Link is down in the description below as well. Justice said, happy to be back, Big C. Great things happening in my life, bro. Thanks for being there for me with great shows. Much love. Hey, come on. Onwards and upwards. If we learn anything recently, people, is you can't take life for granted. You know, we see these things that are happening. You know, Jamal Edwards and that. We have to make the most of every day, people. Simple as that. Gaming channel, yeah, we're gonna do gaming and some additional football content as well on there on the Twitch channel. So yeah, link in the description. Get following. Did you ever wear total 90s with jeans? Listen, I told you, man, you can't trust man who wear AstroTurfs with jeans, boot cut jeans, man. You have to stay away from them. You never see me wearing that, bro. Right, let's move on. Right, I'm gonna quickly get it out of the way because it triggers a few people. So we're going to talk about a certain striker that used to play for us not too long ago. And he's gone to a certain club in Spain. I'm going to get it over with because I know some people don't like this conversation. But I was never going to ignore it, yeah? I was never going to ignore it, just this once. So, yesterday, Barcelona played Valencia away from home. And they won 4-1. And a certain Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored a hat-trick. Do you know what was funny? There was a guy in the comments before the stream started. He was going, Aubameyang never scored a hat-trick. You're lying. Man said, your former client. He said he didn't score a hat-trick. I said, bro, check the stats, man. They awarded the goal to him. Obviously, I watched the game. He was quite fortuitous with the third goal. Pedri hits a shot from like 25 yards. It's flying in the top corner. It flicks off Aubameyang's back as he ducks down, goes into the top corner, and he's awarded the hat-trick. His first goal was brilliant. Ball over the top, through ball, pace, side foots it near post, top corner. Second one was a tap-in. Third one was fortuitous. Now, it obviously led to discussion online yesterday. A lot of people were triggered. Should we have kept him? You know, is he going to go to Spain and bang loads of goals in? Our striker, you know, he scored 3 goals in 90 minutes. Lacazette scored 3 goals in 18 games. You know, it was always going to happen. Scammed Pedri of a superb goal, yeah. Little slight deflection off him, man. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is my opinion. Aubameyang is still a very good striker, in my opinion. Simple as that. He will score goals in this Barcelona team, especially the way they were using him yesterday. He's going to score goals. He's on the shoulder. He's getting pure service. Dembele set him up. You know, Pedri and all these, man. He's going to score goals. The issue is, unfortunately, because of Arteta and him, it wasn't going to work. I wish it could have. You know me, people. I wanted Aubameyang to stay at Arsenal. I really did, because I believe he was our best striker. But with this manager, with whatever happened between the two of them, it couldn't be fixed. I don't know why. We don't know the situation. People saying Arteta ball ruined him. It's the service he gets as well. A lot of high crossers that we've been playing. You ain't going to get nothing out of him playing like that. So, listen, I have to admit, it wasn't nice seeing him score a hat-trick and, doing the front flip and all of that. But it is what it is. It's not something I'm going to keep revisiting. I think because it was a hat-trick, I felt we had to discuss it today. Scott said, to be fair, he's got Pedri, Torres and De Jong behind him. At times, it was El Neni, Xhaka and an unsettled Odegaard. I mean, the levels are different. I think he suits La Liga. It's less physical. And he's quick. He's quick. You get him on the shoulder and create. I believe Aubameyang will score 10 to 15 goals for Barcelona in less than half a season. And, I saw Piers Morgan going mad on social media yesterday saying, I can't believe we let him go. It's one of them. As I said, for me, I wanted to keep him. But what can we do? A manager will always favour his own opinion over, the fans or whatever. He obviously believed it was time for him to go. And even if he scores goals for Barca, there's no guarantee he would have scored them goals for Arsenal. Different circumstances. An amazing service at Barca. So it is what it is. As I've said many times, people, my major problem is not that we let Aubameyang go. My major problem is that we didn't sign a replacement. That is where my biggest issue is. You can let players go. I've seen bigger and badder players leave Arsenal than Aubameyang, but you have to replace them, especially when your replacements have got 3 goals between them all season. That is where my problem is. Daniel Constant, thank you for the super chat. Said, hey, Curtis, yesterday I watched Arsenal cross the ball into the box 67 times. Can you help me understand who's supposed to be heading these balls? I have no idea. And this is what I said about the first half. I don't know why we play like that at times. Because who's supposed to head those crosses in? South London's finest. Xavi knows how to use him after a few training sessions. I mean, it's not rocket science. This is the thing. Anybody here, we could have this discussion. If we said now, if you was a manager, how would you use Aubameyang? I'd say play width for the 18-yard box. I don't want you drifting wide. Play on the last defender, and we'll try and get passes in so you can use your pace. And we'll get low crosses in because he's got good movement in the penalty area. It's just not rocket science. It really isn't. But I just don't think that we've got a manager that wanted him to play like that. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, people. So Aubameyang scored a hat-trick. Young Nizzle said Xavi was a genius midfielder. Of course, he knows his ish. What are you saying? Arteta wasn't a genius? All right, cool. I get it. We may as well play Holding up front. I'm telling you, man, he might score a few headers for us, Jack. Real talk. Thank you for your super chat, bro. OGD said, no striker works or will work under Arteta. Watch this space. Arteta plays actual centre-forward or false 9 system. So do you think he's trying to kind of like mirror what Pep's doing in that he doesn't want the striker to necessarily be the goal scorer? He wants more of a link-up player. Which is a big reason that I personally think Arsenal are going to look for Calvert-Lewin in the summer. I've just got this feeling and little things that I've heard. I've got this feeling Arsenal will look for Calvert-Lewin in the summer. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I just have this feeling they're going to go for him because of the hold-up play, the link-up play and the aerial ability. Not necessarily an amazing goal scorer. Corey said the first player in the 21st century to score a hat-trick in the 4 top leagues, France, Italy, Germany, England and Spain. Yeah, no, not Italy, I don't believe. Not Italy, yeah, the other 4. I know he was at AC Milan, I don't think but yeah, for Saint Etienne, Dortmund, Arsenal and Barca, Aubameyang has scored hat-tricks. Buenos Aires, big up to you, bro. He said, big up, Curtis, bro. Your content gets me through the workday. I appreciate the support of you, bro, and everyone in the community. It's much appreciated. BX Gunner said, Arteta is taking Pep's approach on players and mentality. Make or break, my way or the highway. And I've always said many times, I have no problem with that. But you have to have balance because not every player will accept that. You've also got to have the belief of the players that they can trust you. Because if Pep treats you like that, you will probably accept it because of how successful he's been as a manager. When Arteta treats you like that, you might look at him sideways and think, bro, you ain't really done much to be acting like that. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it will go against him. DV said, Big C, I always love Aubameyang, but I see fans celebrating his hat-trick more than Arsenal's win, which just proves agenda. Yeah, listen, I know people laugh and joke with me, oh, you're his agent, this, that, the other. I liked Aubameyang, but trust me, I don't care that much when players leave Arsenal. I've seen Thierry Henry leave. I've seen Sanchez and all these men who were at their best go to our rivals. As I've said before, my biggest issue was not replacing him. If we'd have gone and bought a good striker, I would hardly ever speak about this guy. That's my biggest issue. We let him go and didn't fill that space. John Layout, big up to you, bro. He said Curtis Arteta doesn't come close to Danielson. Man loves Danielson, you know. I mean, Arteta never played for his country, did he? I'm not sure whether Danielson ever played for Brazil, but it's I was never the biggest Arteta fan as a player, to be fair. Anders said, Arteta is trying to copy the Man City formula without the Saudi money. That's why we're seeing a lot of flaws in the management. Arsenal is not Man City. There are a lot of similarities. Even the way we use our fullbacks. If you look at Man City and the way we play with lopsided fullbacks. So what we kind of do when we have Tomiyasu and Tierney, Tomiyasu stays back a lot and Tierney bombs on. So we structure our attack down the left-hand side a lot more than the right. On the right, we don't have the fullback overlapping a lot, which is something that they've done at Man City in the last year, where Kyle Walker's been tucking in a lot more in the centre-back position rather than bombing on where the left-back gets forward. So a lot of the same dynamics that you see with Man City, but the problem is we ain't Man City, man. You know what I mean? It don't matter. A girl can, you know, put Kim Kardashian makeup on it. Don't mean she's going to look like Kim Kardashian. She can try, and I respect it, but it ain't necessarily the way it's going to work, you know. It don't always work like that. So, you know. Hey, big up Lee Chappie in the building. Hope you're well, bruv. He said, waiting for our nightmare streak to end. Boy, man. I can't work Leicester out. I can't lie. I'm confused by Leicester. I felt like... I think Leicester fans have to give Brendan a bit of a bligh, though, man. I know it's hard to say that, but I think he's done well there, and I'm not sure if they've backed him enough. You know, he's been a bit unlucky. Fofana's injured, who I think is Leicester's one of their best defenders. I think Vardy's picking up injuries. You know, I think they've got to give him another season. I've seen people. I think his favourite with the bookies as next manager to get sacked, but I know it ain't easy, man. Big up Chappie, man. I know what it's like doing watch-alongs and your team's losing. Remember, Arsenal were 15th at one point last season, so I know about that pain, bruv. Hang in there, man. Yeah, and from what I heard, Leicester dominated that game. I seen the stats. It looked as if they dominated. I didn't actually watch the game. Graham said, Curtis, Arsenal will go for Jonathan David. He can hold the ball up and bring others into play. Somebody messaged me, and he said he's a Canadian fan, and he said he's watched David a few times, and he said he's not amazing up front by himself. So I'm not sure how true that is, but I think he'll be one of the cheaper options. Yeah, hang in there, man. You got to hang in there. You never know, man. You might get a run together when you get Vardy back and that. Where's Sidn't? Sidn't's disappeared, man. Ever since Leicester been losing, I don't see him in the chat, man. The man's disappeared. Let's see what we got to say. Tillerman's played well. I'd take him. Listen, let's talk transfers. And just before we do that, actually, let me just round up on the Arsenal-Brentford game, because I don't want it to seem all doom and gloom. We won. It was positive. You look at the fixtures we got coming up. We got Wolves. We got Watford. We need to win the next couple of games. One thing we need to learn from the weekend and what happened, we can't rely on other teams to do us favours. If we're going to get top four, we can't sit there and think... Because I sat there on Friday and I thought, right, Tottenham will lose to Man City and, you know, Leicester will probably get a point at Wolves, so Wolves will drop points. Next minute, City are losing to Tottenham. Wolves are beating Leicester. And Arsenal fans are frustrated. We got to handle our own business. Win our games and we'll get top 4. If we don't win our games, we won't get top 4. It's as simple as that. I've said many times, I still believe Man United are favourites for top 4 because watching them against Leeds yesterday, Sancho played very well. Pogba played very well. Bruno got a goal. I just think their attack will somehow scrape them into that top 4. But we know they're very inconsistent and they're not great to watch. Ronaldo's not playing great. So we've got to hope that we can get there. It was a positive win against Brentford. A lot of people were saying to me in the comments about Lacazette's tweet. I don't know if you guys saw Lacazette's tweet. He come out and said, good, what did he say? Good kickabout with the boys. I think Ivan Toney, after Brentford beat us first game of the season, he tweeted, nice kickabout with the boys after beating us. And then Lacazette did it on Saturday after we beat Brentford. Now, you know me, I'm all about banter. I respect that. All I would say, Lacon, maybe put that tweet out after you've had a very good game or after you've scored a goal. When you haven't played that well, I just don't think that's the time for you to be bantering. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it at the same time. But maybe the wrong time to do it, you know. John Layat said, Denilson captain Brazil at youth level when Arsenal signed him from Sao Paulo. Also, we must win our games to clinch top 4. Honestly, I think we'll sign Latoro. If we get Champions League, yeah, maybe. Maybe. And we spoke about him the other day. Listen, he's a good player. I don't think we'd mind if we got somebody like that. Best thing Lacazette did all weekend, it probably was, to be fair. He hits the target with the tweets, just not with a football at the moment. Now, that's the only problem. Curtis on the new Paddy Power fan denial. Man said fan denial. I'm lost with that one, Dane. I don't know what's going on. Class art from Lacazette, to be fair. Yeah, but, you know, get a goal. Back it up with a goal, and then we'll do it. Lacazette is captain, though, Curtis. Let him talk his ish. All right, cool. I'll let him off. But make sure, you know, you get us in the top 4. Did you see your highlights on Fan TV? No, I didn't even see it. I'll have a look. But listen, positives. We're winning games. We're playing decent. We're building. We've got very few injuries. We've got a decent run. The key thing for me is going to be when we play those difficult games, i.e., you know, when we go to Stamford Bridge, when we go to Tottenham, when we play United and Liverpool at home. These are the games where I'm going to be like, okay, how good are we? Can we go and beat these teams? At the minimum, you've got to not lose and at least get a draw. There's a long way to go. Somebody just said there as well, take it game by game, and I totally agree with you on that. And a massive game on Thursday for us against Wolves. And for me, a must-win game. Wolves have got a better record away than at home. I personally think we'll beat Wolves on Thursday. I'm not going to lie. I think we'll beat them. But it's going to be a tough game. Graham said, Curtis, look at United's fixtures for March. They're at the Etihad, home to Spurs, away at Anfield. They will struggle to get points. I mean, let's hope so. But as I said, it's very difficult to bank on that because we would have all looked at Spurs going to City and said they'll lose. You know, and United have actually got a decent record against Man City. But yeah, listen, everyone going for top 4 is going to drop points. One thing I will say, I think the wheels are coming off slowly at West Ham. I definitely don't think they've got the squad to maintain it, especially with being in Europe as well. Every game is now a cup final. Massive. Tommy said, Curtis wearing the new merch. Bro, this is old merch, bro. This was Unai Emery season. I was at Fulham away singing We've Got Our Arsenal Back. I think I bought about 10 pieces of merch that year. I thought we were going to win the Europa League, get in the top 4. We know how that turned out. Let's have a look. Chris said, Curtis, for me, your biggest problem is the time between games you all have. Hard to keep consistency and avoid injury when you're only playing every 7 to 10 days. Yeah, I was saying this the other day. Sometimes one game a week is not great because even though you can keep the players fresh, you know, sometimes you want to play more games. Yeah, I don't think we've got another gap coming up somewhere. And then there's an international break as well in March. So sometimes I think you want not loads of games, but I mean, look, we play this Thursday and then we don't play until the following Sunday, the 6th of March. So we've got like a 10-day break after we play Wolves. We then play Watford. We've then got another week And then we play 3 games in a week. So it's like we're playing a game every 10 days. Then we play 3 games in a week. I mean, just for example, that week after... So we play Wolves this Thursday, Watford next Sunday. We then play Leicester at home on the Sunday, Liverpool at home on the Wednesday, and then Villa away on the Saturday. I mean, all of a sudden, you go from a game every 10 days to 3 and 7. So it's going to... Listen, there's a long, long way to go. There's going to be a lot of twists and turns, man. There really is. Hendon Guna, big up to you for putting up the fixtures, man. Yeah, and they haven't even rearranged the Spurs and Chelsea games yet. So, listen, we've all got to play these teams. Simple as that. Everyone's going to have a hard run at some stage. Alexander, which midfielder do you think we should buy in the summer? I mean, there's so many options. It depends what he wants. In fact, you've led me on nicely to the next discussion. Let's talk about one that we could buy. OGD said Unai wasn't backed. He would have been a problem with Arteta's money. I think he would have as well. I really do. When you look at the players he wanted. Arsenal being linked with Fabian Ruiz. This story broke a day or so ago. But I haven't had a chance to get on stream and talk about it. So I want to know your thoughts, particularly for anybody that maybe watches him for Spain or watches Italian football a little bit. Give me your thoughts and opinions on him. I've seen him play a few times. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert. I've seen him 20 times. I haven't. I've seen him a handful of times. Done a bit of research over the weekend. Suraj saying Daily Ruiz. What I will say about him, what I do know, he's 6 foot. He's 25 years of age. He's a left-footed centre midfielder, so similar to Xhaka, really. What they say is he's a more mobile, silkier Granit Xhaka. He can dribble, he can pass. He's not really a goal scorer in any sense. He would probably play in the pivot, just next to Thomas Partey, and he could be available for as little as £16 million plus add-ons. I think, as a few of you have said there, Mangus, this is always Arsenal. The majority of us are saying, right, go to Napoli and sign Osimhen. We're going to go to Napoli and sign Ruiz. Everyone was saying, go to Brighton and sign Bissouma. We went there and got Ben White. But hey, it is what it is. He's 6'2", in fact, someone said. I think he's pretty good. He had a fantastic... Euros in the under-21s a few years ago where he really broke on the scene. And then Napoli signed him from, I think he was at Real Betis. And he's done really well. He now plays for the Spanish national team as well. Just to give you a bit of context, his contract runs out next summer. He signed in 2018 and his contract runs out in the summer of 2023. He earns £48,000 a week, so that is low wages for a club like Arsenal. He would be very easy to get in terms of the wage. Now, the story running is this. Tom Hopkinson in the Daily Mirror. Arsenal are running provisional checks on Napoli midfielder Fabian Ruiz as they consider a move for him in the summer. Representatives of the club are understood to have met with the player's agents in a bid to understand his demands. So they've had a meeting apparently, and it goes on to say, Mikel Arteta is a big fan of his compatriot and believes he would add the kind of qualities he has been trying to instill in his group in North London. Napoli want around 16 million plus extras for Fabian, while the player is understood to be seeking a 4-year deal. I mean, listen, they're saying it will be 16 million plus about 4 million in add-ons. So you're looking at 20 million pounds, which is easy for Arsenal. He's on 48 grand a week, light work. You give him 80 grand, 80, 75, something around that. He's going to come. He wants a 4-year deal, light work, and he's left-footed and he's Spanish. It should be on paper an easy deal to get done. Suraj, Napoli don't want to sell him. They've offered him a new contract and he's rejected it. He's got a year left, and the Napoli chairman is notorious. He doesn't like players to run down their deal. He wants him sold so that they get some money for him, basically. I will say now, what I've seen of him is good. I couldn't really give you details on how good. So I'm hoping maybe some of you in the comments have seen a little bit more of him, and maybe you can give me a little bit of info. if you've seen him, which would be great. When I've seen him, he does look decent. Left-footed, he's kind of in that Granit Xhaka mould, if you like, but certainly better than him, I would say, from what I've seen. Fabian Ruiz. Graham said, Ruiz is a very good player. 16 million is a bargain. He's been instrumental to the title challenge of Napoli and Serie A, a no-brainer in terms of signings. Alexander said, I would rather get Douglas Luiz. Zayn said, Fabian Ruiz is similar to Dani Ceballos. I mean, that is not what we want to hear. Martin said he's a quality player. Darren said he's similar to Rabiot. I'm not the biggest fan of Rabiot, you know, I can't lie. Jamar said very good on the ball. Fantastic player, said Calvin, especially in Spain. Omid said Madrid are looking to get him, so be careful from a Madrid fan. Curtis, you've made the latest Paddy Power video. I have not seen that, bro. Send me that if that's true on Twitter. I haven't seen that. South London's Finest, who said he's a baller. He's a number 8, a real conductor. Listen, it ticks all the boxes. Left-footed, which I think gives us balance. Good on the ball. Played in a couple of leagues. International player. He's on low wages. It's a low price. He's Spanish like the manager. It's a no-brainer. It probably makes so much sense that Arsenal won't do it. So, you know, it's probably a smokescreen and we're going to sign James Ward-Prowse or something. So, but listen, anyone who's seen him play a little bit more, even if you're watching this video after we've finished, let me know in the comments, what do you think of him? I mean, if Real Madrid are looking at him, must be good. What I will say, Tielemans and Basuma only have a year left on their contract this summer. You've got Frank Kessie out of contract. You've got Renato Sanchez contract running down. There are a lot of options out there. Without me seeing enough of him, and I'm not going to write him off, I'm just wondering if there are better options. That's all I would say. Are there better options than Fabian Ruiz? But a lot of you are speaking very positively about him. So, you know, I'm going to do my research. I've been looking at him and I have seen him play a few times. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see in that one whether he joins the club. But certainly at that price, it makes a lot of sense. It definitely makes a lot of sense. Basuma still has a trial going. Yeah, that's the thing, innit? With that going off, I just can't see anybody buying him until he clears that up. Someone's just sent me the Paddy Power video. Apologies. They put up loads of tweets. So what have they done? Have they showed a tweet or something? Oh, yeah, no, they have. Yeah, man's on the Paddy Power vid, man. Yeah, man, big up. We're moving, people. We're moving. I'll watch it all after. It's 2 minutes odd. The community all right. Paddy Power just uploaded under 20 minutes and you have a cheeky camera. Big up. Hey, man, I big up the community, man. The community are carrying us right now. Monday morning, we're on Paddy Power, but it's not for good reason, so I ain't going to get too happy about it. It's me having a meltdown when Spurs scored against Man City, so I'd rather be on there for Arsenal bagging a winner or something. OGD said, get me Tielemans and Basuma for 90 million. Probably get them cheaper with a year left. But like we were saying, I think Basuma, because of this court case, is putting people off. Victor said, congrats, bro. Hey, big up, man. Big up. Geordie said, if we get top 4, I say break the bank and get Mbappe on a free, offer him 800k a week. I just don't think that one will happen somehow. I think we're a long way off getting Mbappe. We can dream, though. We can dream, that is for sure. Right, let's get into press conference reaction. We'll then get some of your comments in. King said, tell Paddy Power to pay you a share. Yeah, man, I'm emailing someone. You never asked my permission. I need 10 grand for that still. We need to have a conversation, but nah, big up, man. I appreciate you letting me know in the comments as well. At least it's nice to know they're recognising what people are doing, you know, even if it is me having a meltdown when Kane scores the late winner, but it is what it is. Hackney Man said, just tuning in, Big C, what was your opinion on Oba? I'm of the opinion Arteta struggles to manage star players and strikers. I mean, that's what the evidence would suggest at the moment, but as I said, my biggest problem was not replacing him rather than selling him. We have to keep it 100. Oba wasn't informed for Arsenal. My problem was someone else should have come in, but it is what it is. Where did you watch the video? I think it's on Paddy Power's Twitter. Somebody sent it to me, though, so I'm not sure. You have to stop the... I had it turned down. Listen, Cancelo, stop the cross, bro. Kulusevski cuts in on his left. Stop the cross. You let the man cross it. Ah, man, it is what it is. We move, people. We move. Paddy Power clipping, man. It is what it is. Right, it's that time, people. Get the syrup ready. This is a short one. I haven't even got the polymation picture ready, but it's press conference reaction. Monday morning, 3-point collecting. Mickey Ross in the building. Coman music. He's back. Who's he going to be dissing in this press conference? Arteta on the win. The top 4, patience and more. On the last press conference went down in the history books. He was talking about, lines and angles and things coming down. He was doing A, B, C, D. It was all sorts was going off. It was crazy, but we won the game, so I'll put up with the delusion if we win. Falilu said, I'm eating waffles as we speak. Deluxe waffles. But, we can waffle our way into the top 4. I'll take it, man. We'll celebrate. We'll do an ASMR and just eat waffles on camera with syrup. That might... You know what was funny, actually? I went on YouTube yesterday, and this woman, I don't know who it was, she was doing that ASMR. She was eating like some crunchy thing, and there was 15,000 people watching the video live. I said, listen, something's going wrong. I'm doing this wrong. Maybe I just need to come on screen and start eating food. 15,000 people watching someone eat food off a plate, and she's making mad noise into the mic. I said, no, I don't know what's going on in the world, but hey, maybe we'll celebrate. We'll eat waffles on camera. Hey, big up Peter Redpath, man. Birthday today. Hey, big up, man. Happy birthday to you, bro. Hope you have a great day. You've been supporting the channel for a long time. Hope you have a good one. Big up to everyone in the chat. 1,600 of you in here. Happy Monday. Happy start to the week. ASMR whisper. Bro, I couldn't believe it. 15,000 people watching some gal just eat some crunchy food. I said, nah, this channel might change. She must be fit. Well, I suppose maybe that's how it goes, isn't it? Pep ain't nothing but a bold Arteta. Okay, yeah, I did say it. But it is what it is, people. I was emotional. I was emotional at the time. You have to give me a, let me off, people. Every Arsenal fan felt the same pain when Harry Kane scored that header. Let's be real. Every Arsenal fan felt the same pain. Jake said there's an 8-year-old kid that made 22 million last year doing toy reviews. Don't hate the player, hate the game, man. I respect it. I respect it highly. 88 said, you made it, Kurt. Paddy Power vid his jokes. Tell him to give you the bag. Hey, we move, man. We move. Happy Monday, people. Right. Man said crunchy shorty. Yo, I'm telling you, we're going to have to do something. But, hey, let's get into this anyway. Waffle settings. Mikel Arteta. Fair play. You know what? And you know what? A lot of people were saying player ratings, you never gave him a rating. Who did he bring on? He brought on Pepe. I would have brought him on 10 minutes earlier. I'd give him an 8 out of 10. I'd give him an 8 out of 10. He picked the right team. I would have probably brought Pepe on 10 minutes earlier. Apart from that, I can't really say much. What could he do different? We won the game. All I would say, I don't want to see us putting 17 crosses in one half. That for me is like, nah, we're not Burnley. We're not that team. Find a different way of playing. Yeah, so look, I can be fair to this guy when things go right. There's no agendas, people. You got an agenda against Arteta. I'm giving the man an 8 out of 10. Do your thing, Mikel. Prove me wrong. I will put you on the green screen. I will celebrate with a waffle setting celebration stream. Do your thing. They were calling Pep Coman Senior on Saturday. It was all going off. But it is what it is. Right. Let's get into his press conference. Apparently, it's a shorter one. So we won't be waffling for too long, fortunately. Mikel Arteta was a happy man after we sealed back-to-back Premier League wins by beating Brentford on Saturday. Afterwards, the boss faced the media to discuss the performance, what it means in the race for top 4. Let me zoom in on this so you can see it. On the importance of Bukayo Saka and Emile Smith Rowe, he said, yes, but thank you to the support. Here he goes. Here he goes. First line. Like, I respect it. If you're Arsenal, you're right. Honestly, just drop training kit this week before the Wolves game. It's a no-brainer, innit? Bring out a training kit tomorrow. You know, we're all in a good mood. Just drop a new one tomorrow. First line, the man saying, it's the supporters, it's the youngsters. We love you, supporters. Here we go. But it is what it is. The game is the game. He said, yeah, but thank you to the supporters again for the atmosphere. I understand they love that song. Here we go. Saka and Smith Rowe. I'm not going to lie. I love that song. It was the picture on the thumbnail today, man. It is difficult not to, you know, really support them, man, the way they're infectious players, man. Their attitude, their personality. I love it. I'm surprised he ain't singing the song in the press conference, you know. It'd be perfect. He said, because they are players that have been raised in our system, I'm really happy that we have players that come and take the responsibility and they manage to win games for us, which is really impressive at that age. Yeah, man, it's one of them, innit? You know, they're taking responsibility. They're winning us games now. My thing is, I want to see the experienced players win some of the games. And I know it's not a bad thing. Some of you will be like, well, it don't make no difference if it's the youngsters or it's them. But the youngsters are doing their thing on a consistent basis. When's Lacazette going to score the winning goal? When's Thomas Partey going to finally score a rocket? You know? All he's doing is smashing pigeons all over the roof of the Emirates. You know? Or Granit Xhaka score a goal. So I do think, Pepe comes on and bends one in the top corner. So I love what the youngsters are doing. I want to see some of the older heads step up. I respect it talking about the fans in the first centre. He knows what he's doing. Mikel, you're playing a blinder here. We know what you're doing. People said it's the supporters, Curtis. Kev would be proud, man. Kev would be proud. Let me just skip through. I'm not gonna bore you too much today. We're just gonna get through it pretty quick. On if he was concerned before the breakthrough, he said, I think we played really well and we created so many chances and shots and attempts on goal in the first half. Me and him would have had to debate that one. In the Premier League, you have to put those chances away if you want to win. I think we came back in the second half and we were really convincing, scored the goal, then it was a matter of scoring the second. Once we had done that, I think it was a shame we conceded. Overall, we should be happy with the result and the performance. Listen, I'm in agreement. I think the result was very important. They're not the easiest team to break down. But I just think use more ways of opening them up. Don't just put crosses in, especially when we don't have a striker that thrives off that. If top four is in our hands, he said, it's still a long way to go, but we are closer today because we won our game. That's what we have to do. You can see with the results how tough it is to win in the league. We have to go again Thursday. We need to prepare really well because against Wolves, it's going to be a difficult match. We'll need to perform well to win and play better and better. That's the aim. Dude said, I think we're losing more older heads, so that's hard. Listen, we're going to have a seriously young team when some of these go. Ali Cool said, so I'm an Arsenal fan, but I follow Napoli as that's where my heritage is. Fabian Ruiz has huge amounts of quality and can put the ball in the net from outside the box. Injury prone, though. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Like I said, anybody that follows Napoli or watches Serie A, let us know. So big up to you, bro, for giving us a bit of insight. Salo said you need to finish your dinner in the Premier League, and that was my point. If that game ends up 0-0, you're going to look back on them chances and say you can't miss them. But we got away with it on this day, so it's positive. On our form since Christmas, he said we want to win every game, as I said before, and obviously that's in the back of something, and we want to try get a big purpose of the season. That is certainly one of them, but we know we cannot look too far ahead. Things change very quickly. It's really difficult to win matches in this league, and we have to focus on tomorrow, train well, review the match, and go again against Wolves. This is a very... this is going to be a light-hearted one. I don't think we're going to get any major talking points. MD said, I follow Arsenal. I can tell you Ruiz not going to like Arteta. He might do, man. He might do, fellow countrymen. Ben said, Curtis, have you heard about Arsenal's NFT partnership? If there's money in it, Arsenal will be involved, man. I'm not surprised. On if there was a greater motivation going into this fixture after the result in the reverse fixture. Obviously, we lost to them first game of the season. He said, that hurts, and the scar was there. I certainly felt it, and I tried to transmit. Transmit was always going to be there. To the players, that we should not forget how we felt after that game and understood what happened and the results after that. We analysed it with the context that we are in. It was really difficult to prepare for that game. The players that we had on the pitch, not the players today. He basically was saying we had a lot of players missing. Abrima said, big up Curtis, I'm in Italy. I watch him every week, to be honest. I will love if we get him. What a player he is. I like that. Good positive talks. Looking for a better name, said even Troops remove blood clot of Lacazette's name. He needs to score goals. There you go. When the blood clot disappears, you know you're in trouble. On if our good form means it's harder to pick a starting 11. He said, yep. But for the performances on the pitch, also for how they train, they're really putting everything in. We play once a week the last month. We haven't played much football, and it's tough to see players so willing to improve and do things in the right way and not be able to give them minutes on the weekend. On the mood in the camp, transmit, remember that word, folks. Callum said, no, Big C, we don't want Fabian, man, has 62 pace on FIFA with 71 physical. Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. You know, sometimes when we get linked with a player and I haven't seen much of him, I genuinely check the stats on FIFA. Not that that counts for anything, but you just check. You go, oh, what do they think he is? But hey, here's what it is. 61 pace, 62 pace. Put a Hunter card on him, get a pace boost. He said, I think I said it when we played Norwich here in the first game. After that we won after 3 defeats, it was invaluable for me to understand the people that we have at the club, the players and the staff, because the more difficult the situation was getting, the more united, close and convinced we were that together we could do it. That was a game changer. It really united everybody, and you probably learn more in difficult moments than in the good ones. Martin Luther Arteta settings there, people. I'm telling you, he's dropping speeches on us on this Monday. On what we learnt from the team during our tough start, ain't that the same thing? Nobody was blaming each other. Everybody wants to contribute. Everybody wanted to be in the front line. No one wanted to hide. You saw the reaction from the supporters, how close they got into the team because they believe in what we're trying to do. He loves the supporters, don't he? He really loves us, man. Curtis checking for them flashback SBCs, you know what I'm saying? Hey, big up Albert, man. Hope you're well. Go and follow him as well. Big up to you, Curtis. The Wolves game will be tough, particularly as we haven't beaten them since they have come back to the Prem. Goals in this team is still a huge issue for me. God bless you. Big up, bro. Well, obviously, we beat them last week, the week before, but I just still think there'll be certain games where your striker's got to win you the game. It's just how it goes sometimes. Saka's getting doubled up on, and you're going to need Lacazette to hit the back of the net, you know, and that's the thing. Jude said, big up Curtis, our strength is our first 11. That's it. It's risky. It's true. You know, there aren't too many options to come in if one or two come out. Pepe and not much else, if we're being honest. On how proud he is of the players, he said, I'm very happy, especially with the way we are playing and where we're going, because that would lead to us having good results, and that journey is what we have to enjoy, because the outcome we don't know. It's going to depend on many factors. We have to do what we can control, and for sure, every win, celebrate it in this league. It is tough, and you're right, you do. You have to enjoy them wins. And the last one, they're saying on if we're favourites for top 4. Apologies. Yeah, you're right. At the Emirates, we haven't beaten them yet. As you said in the rant, Big C, he's not a striker. Yeah, he's not a striker. Yeah, Lacko. Listen, I saw times on Saturday, he's dropping into midfield next to Thomas Partey. It's mad. It's mad. If you're going to drop that deep, you've got to be able to get in the box when we're on the attack. I just want to see Lacazette shooting. Lacazette has actually got a good shot. If you look back through the goals that Lacazette scored at Arsenal, he scored some bangers with his right foot, but he's not... You know, he doesn't pull the trigger enough. OGD said, our strikers work way too hard to be able to get back into position. You're a striker, you know what I mean? Yeah, listen, it looks like a lot of hassle playing up front for Arsenal as a striker. I can't lie. Final question. On if we're favourites for top 4. The way I see it, we have 15 games to go, and we know more or less the amount of points that we are going to be necessary in the fight. we're still really, really far. So what we have to do is focus on the next match. Don't lose any height, and this changes very quickly. And we'll have a lot of turnarounds, I'm sure about that. You see it every week. We have to maintain everybody fit. That's going to be really important because we are a really short squad at the moment. I mean, to be fair, bro, people aren't going to give you that excuse because you decided to let those players go in January and not bring anyone in. Maintaining everybody fit within the right belief and standards have to raise even more because we have to play better to win more matches. I mean, yeah, he's not saying anything we didn't know. Let's be honest. We knew we were going to be short, but we know we're not playing that much. So we won't need a massive squad. Let's get into your comments before we round up, people. We've been on for an hour and 25. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, follow me on Twitch as well. Let's get those numbers up before we launch on there. Warren's Team Talk said, Big C, what would your gaffer have done if you had a run of goal-scoring form the same as Laka is having? It just depends what he expects from his striker. That's the thing, you know. I don't think... The problem for me with Laka is I worry more I worry more as a striker when you're not getting chances than when you're missing chances. That's the crazy thing. Laka isn't getting that many chances at the moment. And that's what concerns me. He drops back so much. He gets dragged every game. Laka very rarely plays 90 minutes. So I question the way we're using him. Are we burning him out? Can you keep him higher up the pitch and get him shooting more? Why is he working so hard? He can't drop deep and then get into the penalty area. He seems to struggle to keep up with our wide players who've got the pace. Laka just needs a goal. He needs a tap in. He needs a penalty. He's desperate. Just needs one and then hopefully he gets going. Robbo, hey Big C, just got home from work. How are the waffles? They're light today. Only a couple waffles, man. Abrima said, big up Curtis, who do you think can get 10 goals if they play every week, Pepe or Laka? More than likely Pepe, innit? More than likely Pepe. Pepe definitely, I would say, a better goal scorer. Albert said, it isn't everything, but the shooting percentage in the Premier League for our attacking players is incredibly poor. Only ESR above 60%, and that doesn't surprise me. Number one, we don't shoot enough. And number two, probably not converting enough, but Smith Rowe's been a shining light in terms of the goals this season. That right there sums up Arsenal's position, Europa League. I mean, it's going to be interesting whether we get top 4 or top 6. I'm pretty confident we will be back in Europe next season, but it's what competition we're in. Will it be Conference League, Europa League, Champions League? But we've got to get something out of Laka. For me, if we can't get something out of Lacazette in the next few games, I think we've got to change it. I think we've got to play a different way. Whether that's Martinelli or Pepe, I just think try something different. But is this manager brave enough to do it? Chris said, Curtis, I think we need 2 strikers in the summer, a main number 9 and a young understudy with Martinelli and Balak. We definitely need 2. We definitely need 2. That's what I'm saying. Go and buy a striker for 50, 60 million and then get a cheaper one. Mason said, hey, Curtis, will you be live tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow. I will be on tomorrow. Press conference, I think, is on Wednesday for Thursday's game. Jay Mills said, big up, Curtis. I feel Pepe is going to be key to our running. We are going to need him. I think we'll just miss out and get 5th. I think Pepe's got a starring role to play in the end of this season. Whether that's he gets back in this team or whether you're just the main man off the bench. Now, he's not going to want to play that role, but that might be the role he has to play. Also, Martinelli's back for Thursday. What happens with Martinelli? Does Martinelli come back into the team on Thursday? I would play him up front and give Lacazette a rest. But I've got a feeling the manager will pick the same team. So then you've got Martinelli and Pepe on the bench, which is decent options, you know. Martinelli is our second striker. I mean, give him a chance up there. NFP said, yo, Big C, met you back in 19 before Arsenal v City, 3-0. Laka playing ish to help Arteta convince the board we need a new striker. We knew that anyway, man. We knew that anyway. We didn't need Laka to play this bad to know. OGD said, just buy a false 9. Stop fighting with these strikers. They're not about that work rate life. It's going to be interesting what kind of striker we go for. It really is. Any Champions League watch-alongs? I mean, tomorrow's Chelsea against Lille. Do we do that one? Maybe. I was planning on doing Atletico against United on Wednesday. Obviously, we'll do Arsenal, Wolves on Thursday. We'll do the member stream Thursday as well before the game. I may do the Chelsea one tomorrow. I'm not sure, but I'll let you know on the 2 p.m. stream tomorrow. Get a few more in and then we're out of here. Mikel turned Lacazette and Aubameyang into Benteke. Praying for Lille to turn up against Chelsea. I suppose we could have Jonathan David. It would be good to watch him. Origi and Osimhen, for me, if you told me now, Arsenal sign 2 strikers this summer, Osimhen would be my number 1, and I would sign Origi as the backup, because you get Osimhen for about 70-odd million, maybe more, that's the only problem, and you get Origi on a free as the backup, but I just don't know. Chelsea Lille is a snooze fest, that's the only thing. In my head, I just don't see many goals, but... Graham said, Curtis, I think Pepe would be a better fit up front against Wolves. We need to get Saka and Martinelli down the wings. Goals will come from cutbacks and Pepe will get in the box. I personally think Arteta will pick the same team. I think Martinelli will go on the bench and I think he'll play Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka and Lacazette up front. But he's not blind, you know. You can't ignore what you're seeing with Lacazette. We know. And we're just fortunate at the moment that the youngsters are scoring and we're getting away with it, you know. Arteta would never go for Osimhen. He's not suited to playing possession-based football. That's interesting. Izzy said Arteta needs to prepare the team for life without Lacazette and Eddie. We can't wait for that. Pepe can just about hold up his socks, let alone the ball. You're not having him now. Can't wait for Cross FC against Wolves. Already crying. Didn't Lacazette get an assist? He did. Fair play. We'll give him the assist. Merv said he's not changing the team for Thursday. Right, people, thank you very much for tuning in. We've hit an hour and a half today. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Subscribe to the channel. Follow the Twitch channel in the description below. Tomorrow we'll begin to start previewing the game. I believe the press conference is on Wednesday. But tomorrow we'll obviously look ahead, potential team. We'll look at the Wolves team news and all of that. So big up to each and every one of you today. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bless.